Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
This is UNNWA, Urban Network News with Attitude. UNNWA is the real news. We're just going to tell it to you with a little seasoning. You ready?
Yeah!
All right, here we go.
Okay!
Rudy Giuliani called Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fonnie Willis a hoe. And the so-called Christian audience at Grace Christian Church in Sterling Heights, Michigan, co-signed it.
I've got two prosecutors, Fanny the hoe. I could drop the hoe part if she just quit and go away.
What kind of Christian church are they? Fonnie should sue him. Then he'll owe 3 black women in Georgia some money. Several black employees at a General Mills plant in Georgia have filed a federal lawsuit against the company. The lawsuit alleges that 2 white managers at the Covington facility formed an organization of white employees in management and human resources called the Good Old Boys. Yeah, we all know what that's about. General Mills is the company that makes cereal like Cheerios and my favorite, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Let me tell you this story about this badass little kid. Albuquerque, New Mexico police arrested an 11-year-old after he allegedly terrorized residents for a month with burglaries, auto thefts, and shootings. They need to lock his little 11-year-old ass up right now. Why wait for him to become an adult and do something stupid? Father's Day is coming up, and I have a question. How the hell does Nick Cannon deal with it? Does all 11 of his kids come to see him on Father's Day? Probably not. In news that shocks absolutely nobody, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has finally disclosed that he enjoyed luxury vacations funded by a conservative billionaire. Thomas officially updated a financial disclosure to the court that reveals trips to Indonesia and a California men's club. I wonder if he's a power bottom line. No, never mind. And speaking of Clarence Thomas, the man who was raised by Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas and his wife as their own son from ages 6 to 19 is in jail awaiting trial on drugs and weapons charges. Mark Martin is the son of Clarence Thomas' sister. If convicted, he faces at least 25 years in prison as part of a mandatory minimum sentencing law in South Carolina for certain types of drug offenses. And he faces at least 5 additional years for 3 charges related to the unlawful carrying of a gun. Now, under normal circumstances, I'd say Mark might have a chance at a lighter sentence, seeing that his people sit on the Supreme Court. But this doesn't fall under normal conditions because Mark is a central figure in the talk over undisclosed gifts that Thomas received from a billionaire friend who happened to be the billionaire friend who paid for Mark's education. Plus, Mark says he hasn't talked to Thomas in a few years. When Gayle King was asked why it's hard for her to find a man, she replied in the words of Taraji P. Henson, and I love it. She said,
"It's hard out here for a pimp." That's what I said. That's what I said. Yeah, I said it. The struggle is real.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp.
And if you're Gayle King, you don't have to worry about the other part of that song.
When he trying to get this money for the rent.
Oh, she's got that. The husband of popular radio host Shirley Strawberry of The Steve Harvey Show has taken fraud to an entirely different level. He's been indicted on RICO charges after a grand jury found he's been scamming Atlanta residents for years. The 39-count indictment alleges that he fraudulently married Steve Harvey Morning Show co-host Shirley Strawberry to create an impression of some level of success and used that to scam other people. Damn, he married the woman so he could commit fraud. Wonder if she'll make this a Strawberry letter and read it on Steve's show.
Oh, hell no.
An off-duty security guard fatally shot a teenager who was trying to return an airsoft gun. We get more from TikTok and KOMO News in Seattle.
Did vigilante justice cause the death of a Renton teenager? That is the stunning accusation following the homicide of a 17-year-old at this strip mall.
He saw these kids walking inside with their airsoft guns, and he took it upon himself to confront them.
According to new court papers, the 51-year-old suspect was an off-duty armed security guard. As he waited for his son to get out of martial arts classes nearby, he told police he saw 3 teens walk past him with one of them carrying a gun. Even though he had no security jurisdiction over this strip mall, police say he confronted those group of teens at gunpoint anyway and accused them of trying to commit armed robbery.
The 17-year-olds were trying to tell him they were just BB guns, but the altercation intensified so rapidly that unfortunately the gun was fired.
During the scuffle, the suspect told police one of the other teens reached into their waistband. Following an investigation, officers discovered that the boys were actually carrying airsoft guns. The 2 surviving teens said they were simply at this sporting goods store to make an airsoft gun exchange. This case sending shockwaves through Renton.
I have the Citizens app, and it's just shooting after shooting after shooting.
The suspect in this case now being held on $2 million bail, and a judge found probable cause for second-degree murder.
In Diddy or Diddy Not news, Diddy didn't do it, but Howard University did. It revoked the honorary degree it awarded Diddy, and it says it's giving back the $1 million donation he gave the university. Really? You're going to give back a donation of $1 million to Diddy? Why are you giving it back now? Shouldn't you have done it? I'm sure me and a few other people are asking that, including Jaguar Wright.
They should have been did that after Father MC lost his wife at the party that Diddy did that took her life. She was trampled to death. They should have been did that. I'm glad they're doing it now. It's just a shame it took them their 30 years to do the right thing. When we say that phrase, do the right thing, usually it pops right to the movie, the Spike Lee movie, you know? And when we look at the way they bastardized our HBCUs and pandered them for negative affect in our social life rather than positive, you know, it's those Diddy parties that him and Mark Barnes did at Howard, they were all pretty much auditions for video girls. Maybe Howard is finally deciding to make this public because they're realizing how many of the victims originated from their campus.
Unregulated and unlicensed beauty practices and products, as well as their consequences, are on the rise, and products carry unique risk for people of color. Black skincare professionals are raising the alarm about a range of treatments from microneedling and Botox to laser procedures and at-home hair relaxers. Our suggestion is do your research before you book or buy. And speaking of buy, I think that's going to do it for this UNNWA Urban Network News with Attitude. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. You know what to do. For more national news and information for and about people of color, visit our website at myuitbn.com. I'm Alexander Caden.